Hello and welcome everyone. I am Kensei and today I'm gonna bring some Riftbreaker content to you. Riftbreaker came out 2 days ago. It combines factorial base building with wave mechanics from their brilliance. So right off the bat, we're gonna get some carbonium ore here so we can build the headquarter. And after that we'll try to build some mines in carbonium and iron. Those are our base resources. We'll use them for everything. So as you can see, the headquarter is warping in. I'm just mining by hand for now, but we can get up some factories right away. The more we plant on the resources, the faster they deplete, but we also gain them faster, so I'm squeezing multiple ones on there. At the right you can see AI cores, which we'll use for towers, energy below, which we'll need to build some really soon. Carbonium is next, and then iron after that. Below that you can see some special resources that you need for higher advanced buildings, or some resources you can find on the map, like biomass or plant mass. So I'm building some connectors down here so we can get this other carbonium source, destroying some of the plants nearby. We want that for the biomass because I did build a biomass reactor. Well, it won't sustain that for all the time, but it's nice for the beginning because we can get a decent amount of energy for cheap. And I don't have enough carbonium to build anything anyway. So I might as well gather some good biomass. So as we can see, top left, it shows 4 minutes until the next attack. You also do get a wave attack when you upgrade your command center. You can cancel an incoming attack if you upgrade your command center. The wave overrides the normal wave that is coming. I don't know if that means the wave is stronger or not, but I often try to time it to get my upgrades done when another wave would be happening anyway, so I only have to deal with one wave and not 2 waves back to back. Since carbonium is really important, just trying to find some here while I wait to save up some resources. Getting some wind turbines, which are nice because they work day and night. Sometimes we will get storms or wind droughts where they won't work. So it's good to have some energy storage, which we're getting some too. Or diversify with solar panels. They don't work during night but produce more energy. And sometimes you get rain or the effects that prevent you from using those too. We get lucky here, find another carbonium, so that's pretty neat. Getting the connection back to home base. And we'll probably need some iron after that too. So we can start getting the armory, which we'll need so we can upgrade the command center, and we want to upgrade that so we can build the communication center, which allows us to attack. On the minimap we can see there's some Ironian north of us, so that'll be the goal to get next. Just making sure we have enough energy income. Especially I'm trying to prepare for when we run out of plant mass. Because I don't want to hunt for that all the time. So initially I wanted to do some campaign and upload that run. Unfortunately I wasn't really enjoying the campaign. I started it on brutal, but 2-3 hours in, like, there was still no threat to it, and it had a lot of side missions that to me were very boring. I can see people enjoying it if you just care more about the base building and getting a big production up, but if you wanted different missions that threaten you and then replay those missions and try to optimize, then it wasn't really that. Again, we're using the time just to scout around, find more resources, get a lay of the land, try to find good choke points to defend. We're pretty far in the west of the map, so we'll probably defend right at the command center there. North we have some lake. I don't think the enemies run over it too much, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. So north is nicely defended. So we're getting some extra iron here. Might get that up just before the wave attack. And then we'll have to figure out where we want to defend, depending where the wave comes. I wish they would show you earlier when waves happen. Or not earlier when, but where they come from. Because the waves do attack pretty fast. Like, the enemies are pretty fast. Imagine a wave coming from the west side near our command center. There's no time to react. But we don't have enough resources to defend everywhere yet.
It looks like our presence has been noticed.
So we're kind of hoping they attack in a good spot here.
Remember to use
Dropping a teleporter so we can teleport between the base and this position. Then just open the map and click teleport locations and jump over. So wave is coming from the east and southeast, meaning probably both our mining locations will be hit. And just throw up some walls, defenses on one side. The energy here that I apparently missed. And then we used all AI cores, so I can't build more towers. So just more walls. Try to defend one side and then teleport to the other. Help out there. And then afterwards we can probably try to get the armory up and consider when we want to check. That's going pretty nicely actually. Well, we're getting a bit overrun here, but that's okay. We can rebuild relatively fast at this point. There's some energy connection there, but overall not bad. I'm capping bit resources, so I do need to get more storage. We also need some storage right away at the start so we can upgrade the command center. In the armory now. Which does two things. Well, it lets us upgrade the command center and it also produces ammunition for our weapons. So I'm currently in building mode, but once I switch back to weapon mode or combat mode, you can see that bottom left I have two different weapons. I have a sword and a minigun or a blaster that I can switch between. We'll be able to craft more weapons once we advance the technology tree. So melee weapons have the advantage of not using ammunition. Ranged weapons will have range, some of them have explosions. Melee weapons usually have some AoE too though. So trying to prepare energy and walls on the left side. I don't want to upgrade command center yet because it'll trigger a wave. So we're just dropping some defenses in case waves comes from the left. We wouldn't have much time to react. And I'm out of course, so we need another AI hub or two. Okay, so this is the crafting menu. Right now there's not too many options because we need to unlock them. Trying to craft some more health and armor for our mech. Not necessarily needed. I thought it would cost more iron than carbonium, so it would have been a good way to spend that, but unfortunately it uses both a lot, so we'll have to wait to do that. Energy is a bit low. It is night, but it's best to still prepare more. Then again, we have to wait for carbonium, so some biomass for our generator and hopefully find more resources that we can claim. Also bottom left, we have two things we can use. We can drop mines, which need few seconds to arm. Usually they get destroyed by the
Weather's
bugs if I do it
changing.
mid-combat.
Wind is slowing down.
So I'm not using them too effectively for now. And then on hotkey number 1, we can heal ourselves with a short cooldown.
All wind has stopped.
Trying to find
Our
good
wind turbines
positions
are
to
down.
defend, but also find more resources. We have some gas coming up here, so we can get some energy there later once we unlock the tech. That's a nice barrier in the east and a good choke point here, so probably going to move defenses there and then move the other defenses to the north. Seems like a good point to hold for now. Looks like the wave came through here anyway, so this seems to be okay. Again, not enough AI cores, so we'll have to work on that. Just prepping some defenses before we trigger the next wave.
Field storage is full. Build more storage facilities.
This might not be the best strategy. I'm still just learning the game. Eventually we might have to play more greedy to get a win on the difficulty, but for now this is the way to go. I want to see more of the difficulty, get more experience, know how much we'll need, and learn a bit more about the different techs and everything.
Base is under attack.
One of
So,
our energy
goal
tanks,
here
the
is
wind is
get a
coming
lot
back.
of experience
Wind power
and
is
hopefully
returning to
make it
normal
as far as we can.
ammunition factories.
Fortunately, I probably pulled some enemies into my base here.
Not enough plant biomass.
Trying to keep a timer on the incoming attack. I definitely want to upgrade before that. So we'll need to keep enough carbonium ready for that. Making sure I have enough energy. I usually just spam a lot of energy whenever I feel like I have enough carbonium. Probably can fine-tune it better. I know some numbers, like one mine usually needs 2 wind turbines to work, and you actually have some excess energy. But that's nice for outposts where you don't want to connect to the main energy grid. So you can create separate energy grids if you want to. And we'll trigger the wave probably as soon as my AI hubs finish. So I have enough resources for a tower actually. Now we're getting attacked over here. So it seems there's different damage types. He's getting resisting our tower damage type. So I'll have to bring out the plastic, which doesn't seem very good. You can charge it up a bit, but it takes a while to kill the skeleton. Which also attracts more. I don't know if we just got unlucky here. This is taking way too long for my taste. But we have to get ready to defend. Some repair gate here so we can get in and out. Don't have to squeeze through here. Probably setting up defenses north so we are protected from that side. It might have been better to just stay at the small outpost we had there. It seems the waves usually go for your outposts, so you can build a small fortress and defend there. But I tried to claim more territory, so we can build a lot of energy in this base we already claimed. So upgrading command center, you see the normal wave disappears and we get the
This
new
will
wave
attract a lot of attention.
triggered by the
We should
upgrade.
reinforce our defenses as much as we can. Things
There's
are
another
going to
golem
get
up
very
there.
hot very soon.
Nice. And then we can unlock the tech tree as soon as the headquarter finishes. I think that takes 2 minutes to build. We'll have to wait out for that. Getting more defenses up. Again, it would be nice if we knew where the wave would be coming right now so we could prepare for it. Even if it was just west or south. But we'll just have to wait. Don't want to spend too much carbonium either. We want to have some to build some emergency walls and towers. Finding another spot in the south here to somewhat defend. Again, assuming the aliens don't run over the water. Which they haven't been doing for me yet, so I'm working under that assumption for now. Prepping more AI hubs, because we can only build 2 more towers after building defenses north and south. Should finish in time. Saving up the rest of the resources for emergency defenses on the wave. And we can always use the time to just explore. We'll need a lot more resources. So whenever we have free time, might as well do that. We pick up some resources from killing enemies and destroying the environment. I don't know if there's like good things to aim for to destroy, where you get carbonium if you're in need, but for now I just go for what is in the way. So crafting the armor plating and equipping that gives us a bit of resistance, a bit more health. Just so we're a bit beefier against the first wave.
I can sense the ground shaking. I estimate a few thousand creatures.
It says attack incoming in 20 seconds and it shows which side they're coming from, but I think they're already underway.
We've made all the preparations that we could. Let's go out and meet them.
So you don't actually have those 30 seconds. Thankfully coming east, so that gives us some time to prepare them. Wait, basically is here already.
Base is under attack.
It's not a small one. With that excellent gate placement. Sneaking out here, getting a bit obliterated from the ranged. And dropping quite low. So teleporting out there. So we can secure the towers again. We can also die. If you die, you respawn at the command center after a few seconds, and dying actually creates a big explosion, damaging a lot of enemies, which sometimes you can intentionally use to run into the horde and take out a good chunk. Unless you're playing hardcore, then losing your mech means you lose the run. So we're getting overrun here, like those ranged aliens, spitters are just decimating my defenses, it seems. And I don't have a good ranged weapon yet myself. I have a machine gun, but it's not too effective, so we want something with explosions. So I decide to go with the exploding option. It takes out most of them. Unfortunately, it does mean I don't have time to defend the other sides. And they destroyed my portal in the north. So cleanup will take a few seconds. Not a good wave defense, but we'll try to recover. Just clearing up the rest. We didn't lose too much in terms of resource production, just the carbonite up here. But we lost a lot of walls and towers and defenses, and it cost us a lot of time, so that is not an ideal start. We'll have to make up for it later. Setting the portal so we can bump back fast. Going to the main base just to build a communication center and not overcap on resources too much. Repair on the walls, rebuild the gaps, and then drop some towers probably. Here we go. So we're somewhat protected from, like, it's not gonna hold the wave, it's not enough, but it's a start to buy us some time in case a wave comes. There also, it prevents some random aliens sneaking in, which usually doesn't happen. I don't think it's necessary for that. only build one communication hub for now. If you build more, the research advances faster. So we'll try to unlock more communication centers, which you can do by taking further down the tech tree. In the meantime, exploring more for resources. It doesn't seem there's too much nearby, which is a bit unfortunate. I think some carbonium down here. Just clearing the surroundings so they don't destroy my buildings if I do build something here. Oh. Learn to recognize those sneaky rocks. Unfortunately, he's pretty resistant to most of our damage types, so it's gonna take a while. You can actually see the color of it change when we hit him. That's basically his health bar. So it starts off white and then goes further and further towards red the lower his health is. So he should be falling over soon. And giving us access to the carbonium. Now we can either connect this to our main grid, or I can just build some energy here. So we are starting a second energy grid down here, as I said. 2 windmills per mine. Level 1 mine usually works. So we're doing that and some energy storage just in case. Now we've unlocked the tech tree. There's 3 different areas: base, weapons, and alien. I think the tech tree is unnecessarily bloated. Like, I have a hard time finding things. First upgrade is for our headquarters that allows us to build a second communication center, take faster. I want to get over to the east to get better mines, level 2, that would be nice. But it's too many things, like just finding, even if you know there is the tech, sometimes finding it can take a while. It'll probably get better once you get used to it, but a lot of it seems unnecessary for me. It could be streamlined nicely. Getting the tech for the knuckles. There's 3 different melee weapons, for example. You're probably just only gonna use one. So they could have just bundled that tech all together. We can actually try the other techs, but in survival, I don't see people usually getting different ones. At least so far, I've usually teched for one type of ranged weapon and then one type of melee weapons. And we have an acidic yeast colony. So that's a mini mission. I've had that one before. Basically, I have to go to the point of interest, which is northwest this time. And then destroy the root of the colony. If you don't do that, it starts spreading. And it seems to grow exponentially. So if you don't take care of it right away, you might just get most of the map covered in. In one of my previous runs, I did not take care of it initially, and it spread so fast that I couldn't kill it fast enough between waves happening. So I basically gave up and just defended my base with towers from it spreading more.
Research completed.
So I unlocked the next communication center, going over to the right half to get the best ore mines, the base resource production level 2. Again, more headquarter upgrades mostly, so we can build more communication hubs to tech faster. We found 2 geothermal places, I think, so the power plants should be a good resource for energy, at least for the start. And going back to taking care of the infection. Unfortunately, there's spitters in there too. I'm not sure if you're unlucky here. But since I don't have good range weapons, all my ammunition for my machine gun is already gone. We have a hard time clearing this despite being here right away.
It's raining.
The plaster is pretty disappointing. I think it's a bit better if you charge it up. I'll eventually do that. But not my favorite mission.
Technology has been developed.
New blueprints are
Mostly
available
because
for
things
crafting.
respawns faster than I can deal damage. Well, I do deal damage faster than it respawns, but you can see I often have to kill other stuffs again instead of hitting the center. Got some more machine gun ammunition back up, so getting some nice damage in here, but even that, it's not enough. So we're wasting a lot of time here. Not doing anything useful. Like, it's spreading faster right now. And I can do anything. We got the power fists. I like the power fists because they have a pretty fast attack speed and they do give you some lifesteal. It doesn't work against enemies that explode in death or if there's too many, but especially the giants are nice to take out with it. And just having the healing on damage sometimes gives you more time to stay in the middle of things. I have to try the other weapons though, so I don't know which ones are best. I just took a liking to those for now. Okay, good. Taking care of the colony. More energy, get our second communication hub, speed up the research. We need more storage to upgrade command center, I think. And we have 2.5 more minutes. So we could consider upgrading for the wave or just letting one wave go. I would have to do some more experimenting to see if it's actually better to upgrade to cancel a wave or if that means it's a stronger wave and you would be
The
better
rain
off
is over.
defending each separately. But I haven't had time to figure that out yet. More carbonium, there's some iron up there. I think there's some titanium, but I haven't really gotten far enough with tech usually to actually use that, so I'm actually gonna ignore that for now. Once I've explored the tech tree more, we might know which special resources we need for what. Always I find some spitter making my life hard.
Technology has been developed.
And then those are not good to kill immediately. As you can see, I'm taking a lot of damage from them exploding. But they're pretty nice. You can see the golem die a lot faster and we actually heal up killing him since we're dodging his main attacks. Going back to range for those. For ranged, I've tried the grenade launcher and the rocket launcher so far. The rocket launcher has the disadvantage if you move, you sometimes just shoot into the sky. Like you can't target the height you're aiming at, and if you're shooting while your arm is in movement, slightly tilted, you shoot into the sky. So you can lose a lot of shots if you're moving. So I wasn't a fan of that, even though I otherwise like the rocket launcher more, so I'll be going for grenade launcher this time. It's also nice because you can shoot over your walls if you're not standing too close to them. It gives you a nice way to not build podders to shoot over walls. So unlocked another communication hub. We can upgrade our command center too if we want to. I'm looking for better towers now too. So we'll need the tower ammunition factory for that and ammo storage, because at least the artillery and rocket towers do use ammunition, so we'll have to unlock that first. Carbonium synthesizer, if you're ahead enough, they seem to be pretty decent because you can convert energy to carbonium. So instead of hoping to find more that can be pretty nice. I've used them a bit so far, but I think if you can find normal resources, it's a lot better. But in the campaign, that seemed to be a great way to get a lot more Cambonium. Especially since you do have a lot of time and you don't seem to be threatened too much. So you can build up a really good income and not be reliant on finite resources.
I'm detecting a large group of creatures heading towards our position.
Okay, getting some more AI cores. Unfortunately, we won't have the better towers ready in time this time.
New blueprints are available for crafting. Not enough AI.
And despite the attack saying we still have 30 seconds, we're already under attack in the south. So I don't really understand those attack timers. Research the grenade launcher though, so we can use that now. So I'm not happy how the waves work in this game. Since not only doesn't it give you time to prepare sometimes, it sometimes happens about you.
There is a breach in our walls.
Thankfully we fortified this place decently. And since they do tend to go for outposts, it might be a good idea to actually use that to build a really far forward outpost and then heavily defend that instead of your main base. I might have to try that in a run. Basically bait the enemies to certain heavily defended locations. I'm not doing it in this run, but that might be a better strategy than building defenses everywhere. Which I don't have the resources for anyway.
A new technology has been
The defense works out
New buildings
nicely
are available
enough.
for construction.
Meaning we can pay more resources. In survival you have the tech to mine higher resources right away, so it could be a good idea to claim those early. So once you unlock towers that use those resources, you already have some stored. So I might do that next time. Getting the better mining. Probably mostly gonna use that in my main base. Outside, some of our outposts are just gonna get destroyed if I don't have defenses built there. But since they're pretty cheap to build, it's not too bad. It does cost us a lot of time to do so though. I think going with a heavily defended outpost in the front might be the best way to do things. But yeah, still experimenting there. Again, I'm not a fan of the check tree. It's hard to find things and it's hard to know what is useful. So I'm queuing up 3 different texts that I eventually want. Mostly because you can't queue up texts that need another tag beforehand. So I have to go back into the menu. I wish that was changed. And you could just select a tag really far down the tree and it would get everything beforehand that you need.
A new technology has been developed.
Or even if you have to individually select all of them, but unfortunately that's not a possibility. Okay, we can finally grab those geothermal energy vents. There's another one a bit further south, so we might have to move our defenses though. And some of our mines are already depleting, since we only built them above a small part there. Time to prepare for better towers, so those we need storage for. And I tend to run out of ammunition storage, so I build all of the available ones. Unfortunately, we can only build 6. They seem to limit that nowadays. And then trying to claim the other geothermal vent. They're pretty expensive in build cost, so I'm not sure they're actually that good. They do produce mud in case you want that for something specific. I haven't used it too much yet. You can transform it into water, which you use for the laboratory. If you want to use the third tech tree, the alien tech tree, you'll need that.
It looks like some of these creatures' attacks are originating from a common point near our base.
Interesting. We should go and investigate that area.
Research completed.
And then back to the tech tree, because we research things. I will have to research the better towers, artillery, and rocket towers. So I'm moving that up, getting ready for better defenses as the waves. Artillery towers can shoot really far, and as long as you have radar towers nearby, that's why I researched them, they will shoot further than you can visually see. So it's a good idea to drop some radar towers if you're using those. Seems we have another mini mission. I've never had too bad attacks from those spawn points, but I usually killed them decently fast. Especially like with the knuckles. It dies pretty fast. You can just dash in, destroy it, and then teleport out if you don't want to deal with all the nearby enemies.
There is a lot of them inside. This might be difficult.
If you don't care about losing a weapon, you could maybe even suicide run it.
Stop them from gathering in this area.
They're not very healthy, so any ranged weapon or melee
Every bit
weapons
helps. Technology
should
is
take care
developed.
of it pretty
New
fast.
buildings are available for construction. New blueprints are available for
And
crafting.
we have some enemies sneaking in the north. I don't think I've seen those before. Seems like they were leeching off my resources. Okay, holding big energy fields just so we have enough. Since we seem to be a bit low. It is middle of the night, so solar shouldn't work a bit better in the morning. But we did drop to 0, which is not a good sign. So yeah, moving defenses up here. Now we can build the rocket and artillery tower, dropping the radar to give us vision for those, and then same too for the north. We'll probably run out of AI cores soonish again. It'll do for now. Also shows us resources on the minimap, which is quite helpful. Unfortunately, most of it is iron and not too much carbonium. I think there's some palladium in the south, which I wanted to get for some better towers, so that might be a goal to get further down the line too. Yeah. Seeing the carbonium in the north, so that's the goal for now. But won't you move our defenses for it, I think, but depending where the wave comes, it might survive for a while and give us a decent amount. Here's another thing to mention. So you can hotkey nearly everything in the game. Unfortunately, I don't think it's a very well thought out hotkey system, where the specific hotkeys override the general ones. So you can't use Q, for example, for building in the energy tree or in the resource tree, because if you use it for one, it'll override the other one. So you can't go into one sub-menu and then use the same hotkey. And it also doesn't seem to cancel overlapping hotkeys. So I found a hotkey for building the wind turbines, but it was also used for one of the, I don't know if it was crafting or tech tree, but it didn't unbind the old one. So whenever I tried to build something, I would open the menu. So you have to find which ones are double bound. Take some cobalt up here. We'll need it for some upgrades, I think. So might as well get some for now. And then have some stored up whenever we actually make use of it. I've played the game before in early access, and basically there weren't any special resources at that point. You did everything with carbonium and iron, and the tech tree was a lot smaller. So everything was a bit more streamlined, which I think it actually played better back then. So instead of searching through the tech tree to find everything, basically had one tech for defenses, one for resources, and then one for some better weapons, and then you chose while building what you wanted. Now you basically choose while researching what you want, but to me it doesn't seem to add more depth, it just makes everything a bit more cumbersome. Especially if you've seen someone else play and like want to copy the weapon they have or use the towers they had. Just finding those can be quite tedious. Because some of those are also hidden in the alien tech tree. So I was quite a fan of railgun and railgun towers in alpha. And I had to actually search for a while to find those.
I'm detecting a large group of creatures heading
And it
towards our position.
seems to be a bit of pain to check there. Definitely possible, but it makes it a bit less exciting for me.
Base is under attack.
So yeah, not much time to react for the wave, and luckily we were in position, more or less. They are attacking us from the flank though, so we're not really ready for this.
A building has been destroyed.
And I'm out of carbonium, so I can't even spam more. We've saved up a bit more here. So hoping the north holds by itself, and then I'm supporting against the east side, since two waves come there. Finally some nice use for the grenade launchers. A lot of ranged enemies again though. And our towers are struggling just killing the front line. I'm trying to tank a bit and dodge range shots, so not everything hits the walls and towers, but it's too much for us here. I'm trying to take out at least the ranged, so when they move to our secondary defenses in the south, we might fare better defending. Getting some nice shots in there though, like most of the ranged are taking out. Which is nice with the grenade launchers, because you can target a bit in the back line. If enemies are right in front of you, it will still hit those, but you can try to hit a bit more in the center and get some extra damage in there.
A building has been destroyed. A new technology
Going
has
low
been
on ammunition
new buildings are
and
available for construction.
trying to delay the enemies a bit, so I'm actually gonna tank in melee. But as you can see, it's pretty nice that we can heal a bit, so despite taking some damage, it's a slow retreat, but we still don't die. Taking out most of the melees and then back to exploding the ranged. And we get some tower support here. I don't have too many towers, and unfortunately I mess up here a bit. But the towers should have the rest, like we can see the artillery shooting in. Biggest problem is the enemies split. Some of them went to the west, so we lose everything in the west too. Since they seem to prefer going for random structures on the map. Which is why I want to try the heavily defended outpost strategy at some point. Like, not much went over to the west, it seems, but it took out all our mining on that side. We have better mining now though, so I'm gonna upgrade everything in the main base. We have a better reliable income source. It's pretty expensive upgrading though, so I'm probably gonna run out of carbonium before we can do that. Yeah, it'll be too much here already.
A new technology has been developed. New buildings are available for construction.
Seems they somehow blew up my energy connection there too, but easy to fix. And time to reclaim the base. This might have been actually a pretty big bet. Forgetting the word setback. There we go. Probably was a pretty big setback because we lost all of our north and all of our northwest mining, which will take its while to set up again. It's less about the cost, I think, of the carboni, more about the time and not getting more resources. So not having enough time to set up the defenses in the north costs quite heavily there.
Carbonium deposit depleted.
Going for the defense line here
Detected an unusually
Wait.
large creature roaming the
helped
nearby
us in the
area.
end, but
Sounds
we would
like
have
an
been better
interesting
off with
research
a
specimen.
heavily
We
defended
should go to its
front
location
line.
and see what we can learn.
Connecting it again to the main energy grid. There's some uranium here too. Again, it's probably going to be useful once you know what to use those resources
New
for better.
buildings are available
So
for
you can
construction.
plan what you
New
would want to
blueprints are
check for.
available for crafting.
Fortunately, I'm not at that point right now. And we get another side mission in the south. Gate so we can get out. We can also build teleporters on the other side of the wall and just use that to cross walls. They can't be built too close together, but fairly close.
Prepare for an ion storm.
It's to its
A new technology has been
boss
developed.
enemy.
New buildings are
I didn't find him too hurt as long as you're not getting blasted by other aliens
This
at the
ion
same
storm
time.
is
So I'm trying
really
to
intense.
kill some
It
nearby
disabled
stuff,
a lot of
but even then,
We have to wait it off.
just going in, circling it so it doesn't hit us too much at least.
It can be dangerous to our base.
Dies pretty easily, and then
Kill it before it kills us.
normally we
Finish
could
researching it in the
teleport out,
lab.
but the Iron Storm prevents us from using the map, so
I wonder what made it so aggressive.
just using
Maybe
the
we
time
can learn
here to
something
kill some
important
enemy,
after researching it in a lab.
clearing the map a bit. Can always be nice to trap a teleporter in case you come back down here. They usually do die eventually, but sometimes it can be helpful. But just heading back, see if we can find any resources on the way that we could maybe build. There we go, getting the palladium. Since it's hard to plan without the minimap unless you had a
Everything's getting
plan
back to
already.
normal.
So dropping that,
Thankfully, this didn't last
making
long.
it separate energy grid, dropping to wind turbines, easy enough. The site is pretty battered. Carbonium is running somewhat low, but since it's defended, I'm upgrading here for now. Same upgrading in the base. I feel like we're behind at this point already, but going to hang in there as long as we can. It's the first time I think I built the repair tower. It repairs buildings nearby. It's pretty slow repairing, so it doesn't seem too helpful during a wave, but it makes it more convenient afterwards, since you don't have to take care of everything. Can also be nice if you constantly get meteor storms or earthquakes damaging your buildings. That being said, I don't think I'm far enough ahead to drop them everywhere. Offering more AI cores or AI centers because we need more cores. And I probably have to think about getting more ammunition storage too. We will probably run low on future waves.
A new technology has been developed. Research completed.
We increased the limit for those, so I actually planned ahead. Get the plasma tower, which I think uses palladium, so we'll eventually be able to build some. But you can also see the artillery and the rocket tower use special resources too if you want to upgrade them. Titanium, uranium. So it would have been a good idea to actually claim those resources when we found them, because we could use them now. Settler tower uses cobalt, which we have been mining for a while. I might not have rebuilt those resources though. So I definitely should get the better resources too in future runs. Unfortunately, we have to research the sword to get better fist weapons.
New buildings
I'm
are
not sure
available for
why
construction.
it's hidden behind that. And apparently you can't build where I build my energy. Like it's taking damage. Maybe you can build platforms to build there, but we have enough space in the base anyway. Dropping more factories. Well, storage actually. For ammunition.
Carbonium deposit depleted.
Which will probably drain our iron. And we can also upgrade the ones we have. Well, that used up all our resources, but it'll make it more likely that we survive. I've had it before that I ran out of ammunition pretty fast during waves. So I want to have as much prepared as possible. Just getting ready for the next wave. Feels like we mostly have just rebuilt what we lost before and beefed up our defenses a bit. We're further down the tech tree, but we're not getting special resources, so this doesn't seem ideal. Tier 3 mines seem pretty expensive. So it's getting to the point where I question if it's still worth building them. It's probably not for undefended locations, and then even in base our resources will be running low. So I will have to do some math to see when it's better to synthesize versus still mine. I should be going out there claiming more carbonium in the world though. There's still some spots, one to the northeast, one to the east, one to the west, that we could claim. And an attack in 4 seconds.
I'm detecting a large group of creatures heading towards our position.
And there it comes. Again, no time to prepare.
Base is under attack.
5 seconds ago it
A
said,
portal has been destroyed.
told us the direction, and we're getting instantly hit. So if you're close to the border, it's really hard to prepare emergency defenses.
One of our buildings is being destroyed.
I think there's too much going on in the game too. Like visually, I have a hard time sometimes finding my character with all the explosions and everything. It looks nice when there's nothing happening, but if you're trying to actually navigate things, you're hidden under trees, everything around you is exploding. It's easy to miss things. Like I've ran into explosions that killed me before.
Base is under attack.
And even now, like I'm somewhere in there fighting. Just abandoning the base in the south. I don't think I can hold it, and they're attacking my main base. So I'm prioritizing defense up here for survival.
There is a breach in our walls. A new technology has been developed.
New buildings are available for construction.
A portal has been destroyed. Tower destroyed.
Checking if we have better weapons that I researched, but unfortunately no. Game pauses in these menus, so you can't just craft something emergency wise if you have the resources. Unfortunately, not so much. Seems we're holding here, but we're also losing the south. I didn't really have secondary defenses there, so that is actually a big downside. I needed the south to hold. It might have worked if I had a bit more time to prepare, but
Weapon dropped.
again, it doesn't give you much time, unfortunately.
Tower destroyed.
A portal has been destroyed.
I think I selected the wrong weapons here. Thought it was ranged, but already had the
Build more storage facilities.
fists equipped.
A tower has been destroyed.
So I'm just punching the air for a bit. It's definitely not ideal.
Base is under attack.
Losing our tech buildings.
There is a breach in our walls.
Thankfully we didn't lose too much mining, like our north is still there.
A building has been destroyed.
And we're nearly capping a reach, so we can rebuild decently as long as we clear up fast.
Carbonium storage is full. Build more storage facilities.
I think some repairs.
An energy connector has been destroyed.
Getting the connection back up, dropping
Walls has been destroyed.
communication centers, just so we get rid of carbonium. So we're not stockpiling too much, and then
Base
time
is
to
under
defend the
attack.
rest of the base. It's definitely getting messier and messier. Time for more ammunition, repairing, and time to get my weapon back and rebuild. We're still in there. And I have no idea how strong the final wave is at this point. It is pretty nice, you can press the Alt hotkey and it will build the building you try to build at the highest level that you have researched. Not ideal if you want to build in between. Sometimes I would like to build level 2 instead of level 3,
Looks like some of these
but it
creatures'
can be
attacks
very
are
convenient at
originating
other
from
times.
common points near our base.
Interesting. We should go and
Means you don't have to
investigate that
come
area.
back and upgrade later. Seems we have another source of enemy attacks, so just dropping some towers, getting ready. Unfortunately,
Not enough carbonium.
we are running into resource issues. Seems like they destroyed my palladium down in the south before I could even build one tower with it. That is quite unfortunate. So I need to claim those special resources
The weather's
a lot
changing.
earlier.
Wind is slowing down.
Always drop the portal. I sometimes forget and then regret because we have to walk to
Wind
places
has
again.
stopped. This will affect wind turbine power generation.
Time to take care of the spawn point, but It seems mostly a non-issue to take care of them. Like, it's just running over there. It dies so fast.
We should clear it out and reduce
The
the
biggest
strength of hostile
problem is
attacks.
sometimes it's getting there. If there's a lot
There's
of enemies
them
in
inside.
between, it can take
This
a
might be
while.
difficult.
But destroying the nest itself doesn't seem to be an issue.
This should stop them from gathering in this area and improve our chances of survival.
Every bit helps.
A new technology has been developed.
New buildings are available for construction. Iron deposit depleted.
So we're slowly losing more and more mines just from overmining too. There's not many resources in the south,
New
it seems.
technology has been developed.
So me exploring the
The
south
blueprints are available
seems
for
like
crafting.
a lot of waste of time. Which is unfortunate, because we have a nice defense for the north line. So having to go north makes it hard to defend or waste the whole defense point we have in the north.
Not enough carbonium.
And since we lost our south outpost, we need another
Wind
defense point
currents
here.
are returning back to regular strength. Wind turbine power production is returning to nominal levels.
Going to reclaim it anyway, but we're not going to defend it anymore. It's just going to be a small mining outpost. Especially since we did mine most of it already. Went down from 3 to 2, and now only 1 mine left. Getting rocket towers and artillery towers here too. And since there's a pretty nice wall to the east, so we probably didn't need towers on the eastern side of our wall.
Research completed.
Sword upgrade so we can get the bigger power fists. Prioritizing that. We could get level 3 sentinel towers, but we don't have that much cobalt, so we can't really build many. So I'm running a bit out of tags I can actually use at this point. Mostly because I haven't claimed uranium, palladium, or titanium. Either of those would help us, but there don't seem to be many on the map. We found the palladium in the south, which we lost. The titanium one in the west. And there's one uranium in the north, which we probably should have claimed because we have 3 mines around it and then fortified that position. That probably would have been a good idea.
Blueprints are available for crafting. Steel storage is full. Build more storage facilities.
We have power shortages. Connect more power plants.
Finally claiming the carbonium up here. With that, we have claimed most of the ones we have found in the map. There's one left to the east. Just checking the surroundings, maybe anything good is up here. That we want, but it doesn't look like it.
Research completed.
Get the better power fists now.
Crafting completed.
Unfortunately, we don't have enough resources for 2, but it's a start. And we can use mods for this ones actually. Going to disassemble some of the old weapons just so it's easier to find things. It doesn't really give us like too many resources. Keeping the sword in case we die, so we have a backup weapon. Splash radius seems pretty good to me. It's usually 2.8 meters, so that makes it 3.8. That's a pretty big increase, and I feel like the radius is a downside of these weapons, so hopefully we can hit a lot more enemies with that now. Oh, it's 30 seconds before the next attack, so there's not much we can do in the time. Saving up resources, scouting a bit for after the wave, and dropping defenses. I probably should get more AI cores at this point though. We only have 6 left and the wave is up in 20 seconds.
New technology
So
has
that would have been the better move.
new buildings are available for construction.
I do also want a second upgraded power fist though for our other hand.
Crafting completed.
So going ahead, getting that.
Research completed.
Most of the upgrades to buildings seem only worth it if you run out of space. So since our base has enough space, I don't need the advanced wind turbines. Looking at mods for our armor here to be more tanky and have a better time tanking the wave. I'm not sure what the best option here is. Initially I thought cheaper buildings would maybe be nice, but it's not a massive amount. You could probably craft both though, cheaper building and being more tanky, and then swap between waves. That seems pretty tedious to do though.
New blueprints are available for crafting.
Equip another power fist and we can get another upgrade. Going with the extra damage here. Mostly to take down the big single targets. Maybe the extra range would have been better on this one too though.
I'm detecting a large group of creatures heading towards our position.
Okay, well, attack coming from the east. Hoping it'll all hit here. We have one defense point, trying to get enough towers in, but now I'm running out of AI cores too. But we're also out of carbonite, so carbonium, I think. So there's not too much we could have built even with more AI cores. Artillery fire shooting nicely though, and those upgraded weapons seem to do a better job clearing. So that is an advantage. That being said, there is a lot coming our way. And I try to take down the giants. It seems our towers aren't great against the giants, but the fist weapons are pretty good against them. So if I can get in, I can easily take them down. I just have to make sure I don't die to all the ranged attacks, which is easier said than done. I have to fall back a bit. The healing does come in very handy, and now we can flank those giants.
A new technology has been developed. New blueprints are
I think they're not resistant to energy weapons, so if we can get some energy towers, that can also be helpful against them, but I didn't find the giants VT too bad, because you can take them out. I found the swarm of enemies usually to be worse. And we actually hold the wave. Better than the previous one, which gives us a bit of relief. Not losing too much. Dropping the repair building. I could have just manually repaired it. Probably would have been faster. But that's okay.
research
Getting
complete.
the carbonium synthesizer, so that's another way to get carbonium now for us. If we build enough energy. I'm trying to find a good tower to build with the resources we have. But unfortunately there's not too many options. So I think this is where it comes back to bite me, where I had too many setbacks. Starting with the second wave already, I think. And never claimed any special resources, but I'm also just learning what I need for which towers. So it seems no matter which resource we get, I could have gotten better plasma, better rocket, or better artillery towers. if we got either uranium, palladium, or titanium. We couldn't have gotten all of them, but we could have at least gotten one upgraded version of towers. Unless we claimed all resources. That said, with only one of each in our vision range, it's not too much to claim. But that would definitely be helpful. Yeah, and I don't really know how much better the upgraded towers are. I have to look at the stats. It might just be viable to just build more towers and get the same result. The same way as more wind turbines will do the same than upgraded ones, as long as you have the space anyway. Trying to get back the palladium so we can at least build some better towers. And probably gonna drop 2 trolls maybe, so we get it a bit faster. There we go, easy enough. Second armory, I think it's the second one. So we have more shots stored for our weapons too. I do tend to run out of grenades at points. More tower production. So we restore more during the waves. I would like to build more storage, but that is limited. How many we can build. I'm not sure why they chose to do that. Maybe they want to force you to build energy towers, I'm not sure. But energy towers seem, at least I haven't tried the blaster ones too much, but the railgun ones, at least in early access, were really good already.
New buildings are available for construction. New blueprints are available for crafting.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to get them this run. And we got another city keys colony. So rushing down there to take care of that. Fortunately, spitters are outside, and it's a lot easier to kill with grenades too. You can just target the root. I get a bit confused because it doesn't show it as completed. I think it might just take a second to do so, but it doesn't. It seems I have to run close enough to actually trigger the find the root and then get the destroy. I don't know if it matters if you don't find it. If the secondary ones still continue to spread or not, but
let's investigate.
Yeah, playing it safe in that regard.
We're lucky today. It's a new resource deposit. Base is under attack.
Earthquake unlocked a new carbonium source here. Still active though, so I probably should have waited to build things. Also missing energy connection, but we got it covered. I don't know if the earthquake lasts long enough to sometimes destroy things.
New buildings are available for
That would
construction.
be very annoying if it does. I think it'll just leave things damaged. Which is fine since any enemies coming there will destroy us anyway. Getting a bit better armor for us to be a bit more tanky. And trying to find good towers, but same. The palladium cost is pretty high for the tier 3, so there's no point in getting those. More storage will be nice though, so that is definitely a thing to get. Again, if you want the better power fists, we need to upgrade the sword. So, opting for a better grenade launcher first, and then we'll try to get better power fists. Since our towers are falling off more and more, I'm hoping that at least I can contribute a good amount. That being said, I might not have the resources to build better weapons as well. So I'm a bit of a loss what the best strategy here is. I think I'm starting to prepare for defenses. In retrospect, I think I should have claimed more uranium and titanium. But even then...
A new technology has been developed. New
It might not
blueprints
be
are
enough.
available for crafting.
Since even carbonium is still lacking at times, so I'm deciding to get more in the east. Claim that outpost. Which could be a nice, like, defensive positions too. Like, everything that comes east, if we build enough defenses here, would probably pull in all the waves here. So this could have been a good point of pulling waves. Downside being, if a wave does come east, we don't have much time to reinforce. Probably a bit more storage, because our carbonium income right now is actually pretty decent. Which, it might also be a good point to get a lot more energy so we can synthesize. Because our deposits are slowly depleting as well. That being said, I'm opting to improve the defenses here a bit. Since we do have a second.
A new technology has been developed.
And we get more tower ammunition, so we can get more storage for that too.
Carbonium deposit depleted.
And I realized I forgot to claim this side as well. The wave coming soon. I'm not sure if it'll survive, depending where the wave attacks, since we have no idea. But it seems to be a decent enough gamble. 200-300 carbonium isn't too big of an investment at this point, but it might result in a lot of well, extra carbonium. Actually paid even less than 200 for this. So most of it might pay back before the wave even arrives. Big issue being the time investment as well, though.
I'm detecting a large group of creatures heading towards our position.
South again. The good thing we built some extra walls and defenses there. I don't think it'll be nearly enough, so we have to drop more. Unfortunately, I will run out of a I-course as well.
A building has been destroyed.
I'm gonna maybe drop more of those as soon as I find it, but it's basically too late at this point. And I remember we have the better grenade launcher. Or not.
Research completed.
Seems like it's still researching. Can get the reflective armor if I want to. Which is pretty expensive actually. It's not that much extra health. It does give us some resist though.
Crafting completed.
Which can come in handy. We only need enough max life to not die too fast, since we are healing back up, so the resist might be more useful than the actual health. AI cores actually do finish in time, somewhat in time, so dropping more towers. East side is sadly falling. So I'm buying some time here, but I need to block the east wave before it overruns my towers here. Again, the wave goes for our outpost again in the east. Instead of going towards the command center, it actually runs further out into the map. Which I'm not sure I like that behavior because it makes it really hard to defend at times. Or if you lose something, well, you just lose everything. There's a ton of flyers. I'm not sure what to do against those. We could take out the spawners of them, obviously. I don't think I can target them. Sometimes my towers shoot them. Mostly my energy and the sentinel towers. I don't think the rocket towers do target them. So I decide to run around the enemies and try to flank the spawners. Take them out. Because neither me nor my remaining towers I think do well against them. It's best to take care of that. The artillery tower is helping. We should be able to survive here, but that was a big setback. I think I needed to... Yeah, I needed the AI cores ready before the wave, and I needed to meet some of it in the open at least. Since the east side was the weaker, that would have been the ideal place, but it is hard to know beforehand which side will need the help. So now I'm trying to not lose too much, but it's pretty bad. We lost half of our south defense, all the east defense, and now we're losing a good chunk of our north defense too. Trying to get the grenade launcher, but we don't have enough iron. I think we lost a lot of iron because the tower ammunition production takes a ton. So most of it is going towards that. Since most times we had full iron, but replenishing those resources is pretty expensive.
Base is under attack.
So picking up the rest of the enemies here. And there's not too much time left. I think I abandoned the east side. Most of the mining resources are depleted too. So expanding this far out doesn't gain us anything anymore. And we don't have enough time to build a massive energy farm to make use of that. So I'm mostly connecting the energy for the mines in the north that are still thankfully unaffected by this assault.
New blueprints are available for crafting.
And we still have the energy here, so we might as well connect that too.
Research completed.
Searching the better power fists. Since we got the sword now. Still trying to find things to upgrade that would be useful, but at this point I'm too far behind, I think. And I don't have a research lab, so we can't do any of the alien techs. I'll have to look into those more if it's worth getting any of those. It might depend a bit on what the buildings you get from their cost too. At this point I don't really need more communication hubs either. And upgrading the headquarters might not be worth it. So 26 more minutes to survive. 6 more until the next wave. So it's probably gonna be 2-3 more waves. And then the final wave. So we'll have to hang in there. I mostly want to see the final wave at this point.
Our base is low on power. Base is
Bonium.
under attack.
That's a pitiful amount. But still better than nothing. And I forget to build teleporters in the north, which makes me reluctant going north a few times because it is a long run up there. So if I have only limited time, I might not claim it. Iron is really low, so I'm trying to find good places to get that now.
It looks like some of these creatures'
Again,
attacks
it's
are
just
originating from a common point
replenishing
near our
all
base.
of our tower ammunition.
Interesting. We should go
It's
and
taking up all
investigate
those
that area.
resources. Trying to see if we can build through the material, but we cannot, so I'll have to build around it. And I think I miss a connection there. There's a decent amount of iron on the map, so we can take
A new technology has been developed.
A
New
lot
blueprints
still.
are available for crafting.
I got more ammunition storage. I might have to upgrade it later, but right now we can't sustain the production anyway, so upgrading that is not the most important part. I realized my mistake in the north, so back to connect the iron, and then we need to take care of the south.
The wind is picking up. A storm is coming.
Back to our palladium. Might as well claim that
The
again.
storm is very violent, but our base is safe from the wind.
That being said, we
turbine
haven't really
output is at
gained much from
maximum
it, so
levels.
seems to be pretty slow gathering. I might need better, like higher tier mines.
This looks like a nest
The new
of
power
some
fists
sort.
seem
We
way
should
better.
clear it out and
This
reduce the
died
strength
a lot
hostile.
faster. Not that it was a challenge to before anyway, but it does make it a bit more convenient.
Attacks.
I can't
There
even
is a lot of them
craft my
inside.
new weapons
This might be
either,
difficult.
so definitely need more iron at this point.
This should stop them from gathering in
It's
this area.
squeezed through there
and
nicely.
improve our chances of survival.
Excellent.
Every
That's
bit
a pretty
helps.
nice deposit.
Iron deposit depleted.
Never good to hear that your deposits deplete, unfortunately. I think you got some sneaky Gildem over there. As long as I see it before I leave, it's fine. First part is if you realize it too late and are somewhere else, which is, again, I should drop a teleporter here. Not sure if I'll do. Nope. So that's not ideal. Trying to get to the iron northwest, northeast. Northwest of us, but northeast on the map. And our iron is slowly replenishing, so we'll have it restored before, like back to full before the next wave, but considering that's what it's most of the things we did between waves, that's not a good sign. Like you want to advance, not just go
The
back
storm
to
is over.
status quo.
It's so quiet all of a
They
sudden.
have a bit more storage, but we also have a lot less towers and defenses, so it's 2 minutes left. It's probably time to wall up south and east a bit. Get some towers up. We have 70 AI cores, so at least that's covered. Upgrading. This iron is recovering, so we get more storage, so we produce more ammunition. That's all we care about now. Get as many towers, walls, and ammunition as we can. And at least give the aliens a hard time when they try to take us out. Yeah, we could build, I think, two towers with the palladium. Not very impressive, but that's okay. Getting more artillery around. Unfortunately, you can't build your walls in a diagonal, at least not in an easy way. You can obviously click everything manually, but it always builds like an angle like this, which I personally don't like. I would prefer some diagonal walls often.
New technology has been developed.
But that takes a lot more time to build them diagonally, so I wish there was a hotkey. At least I don't know of a hotkey that would let you do that. And there we go, south and east a bit wall. We still need some defenses on further northeast. And we researched the better power fists, which probably are too expensive. It doesn't really say how good the attack drone towers are. So I researched those. I think I forget about it. So I never get around to using those. I don't think it tells you the production cost of these weapons before you research them, so that's a bit disappointing. So I now realize I need Rhodonite, which I have 18 of 250. I'm not sure where we get it from, to be honest. I think we got it from killing some enemies, maybe. I haven't seen a deposit that would produce it, so I'll probably skip that research next time. Unless I find a good way to get that resource, which is unfortunate. I would have liked better weapons, but at least we get upgraded grenade launchers. I don't know how the piercing works for the grenades, so I opt for the safe choice for now.
Base is under attack.
An energy connector has been destroyed.
So walls here, and then at least our main base is defended at this point. I'm hoping for a good side for the wave, so we don't lose everything in the north, and can still use those resources for another maybe 10 minutes. Wave is coming from the west, which would be nice, but there's one northwest, so that will probably destroy everything north. So yes, south or east would have been a lot better for us probably, or purely west. So unfortunate here, we're already losing our mines up there.
One of our buildings has been
Even the
destroyed.
wave spawning west though is running north to
One of our energy connectors
our
has been
outposts,
destroyed.
so it seems a bit weird. Seems to be mostly giants, which again, it seems our power fists are really nice against those. Even if I don't dodge their attacks here, because we can't go to further west, because it's the end of the map. The heal actually makes me tanky enough that we can take a hit here and there. We can't indefinitely tank them, but it's nice enough to hold.
Is under attack.
And I'm trying to slow down the wave. I'm hoping my artillery would shoot at this point. I think I need to be a bit closer, so I'm trying to tank the wave mostly. I'm not going to be able to kill it, but I'm trying to tank it so the artillery and towers can take care of it. And now the artillery is firing, or starting to fire. The first few towers are in range, so we get some fire support here. That makes actually holding the wave, like, since everything's coming from the same place, it seems to be pretty nice. Decide to dive in. To take out the ranged ones again. But we're doing actually pretty fine wave defense-wise. We lost everything in the north, though. So, yeah, we lost most of our income. So despite holding the wave nicely, that was pretty much a disaster.
One of our buildings has been destroyed.
Which again lends me to the theory of build one outpost as a bait for the enemies and then defend that heavily. It doesn't make sense to me that the enemies who spawn west, basically right at our base,
Under attack.
run north as well. But knowing it now, I might be able to better defend it. But it seems
Energy connector has been destroyed.
a bit unfortunate. I think I would prefer if they go mostly for your main base. If an outpost is nearby, I think it makes sense that they go for it. But now it seems they go out of their way to destroy your outposts. I don't know what triggers them to go for them, like if it's any building. So we could just maybe build towers outside, or maybe it's mining buildings or energy buildings as well. So the question would be, what do we need to build as a bait and then defend?
Not enough plating.
And well, we survive another wave. I don't know if we'll get one more or if the next one will be final wave already. Either way, my iron is low, carbonium is low. Weirdly enough, this small iron income in the northwest helped. I think maybe our artillery was taking care of it. Good time to reclaim the north.
Base is under
Mostly
attack.
because I don't have enough resources to do other things. Hoping the towers can hold whatever's coming east. Well, next wave is in 6 minutes.
New blueprints are available for crafting.
I think that's actually the final wave. I wish it would like give you a bigger warning. Be like, hey, it's the final wave that's coming. And I mess up royally here.
Decide to recover it later.
I also forgot again to build a portal here and try to melee those guys. I think I did that at the start of the
One of
run.
our energy
So
connectors has been destroyed.
clearly we haven't learned anything here. But that's okay.
Base is under attack.
Coming back, I've learned my lesson using the grenade launcher. The upgraded one does seem quite nice too, though. So getting upgraded weapons is probably worth it, since you do deal a lot of damage. We'll see how it compares once I get better towers as well. Maybe they will outskill me, but it seems to be that upgraded weapons for ourselves are very helpful. Since we do... I don't know who does more damage, our defenses or we during waves, but we contribute a large amount. So that is probably a good idea. Get another acidic yeast colony. I think at this point I don't need to destroy it. It shouldn't expand nearly fast enough to be an issue, but I decide to play it safe in that regard and take care of it. Might as well claim the iron on the way.
A change in wind power. This may affect our wind turbines.
clear nearby things
All
because I
rain
don't
has
know if it'll
stopped.
take a while
Our wind
to
turbines
destroy
are
it.
down. Chromium deposit depleted.
And I don't want to get flanked in the meantime, but grenade launcher actually does do quick work out. And this time it also told us we destroyed it right away. So no running in again afterwards. Easy enough. Three more minutes. And there's not much I can do at this point to a probe. This is not nearly enough carbonium or iron to do much. Iron is still dropping. I think we're still producing a lot of ammunition at this point. So I'm trying to at least have enough income to sustain that. Having outputs might also delay the final wave from this side, so maybe it'll buy us enough time. Since I'm not sure if final wave is like in 11 minutes or 2.5, I just continue building here.
Wind currents are returning back to regular strength. Wind
In
turbine power
2.5
production
minutes does
is
make more
returning
sense,
to
but
nominal levels.
as always, don't trust game devs or map makers in these regards. They try to trick you. Always assume the worst case. If I get one more plasma tower out of this, out of the palladium that we built. Which makes me wonder if I could have really gotten that many upgraded towers, or better towers. Since the income is pretty bad. Like even after exploring most of the map, there's only one palladium income. We could have dropped better mines on it, to be fair, but even then, I don't think we could have gotten too many towers out of it. So we might have to diversify better towers. And also try to claim special resources early. Then again, I don't know what a typical map looks like, so maybe we got a lot of carbonium this time and few other resources, or maybe this is normal.
Has been destroyed.
So depending on that, it might have to change some of the mechanics or choices we do. There's a point of interest north of this, which you can destroy and unlock special bashes, which seem to be way too expensive for survival to get though. You can unlock those in survival or campaign, it seems, and then you don't need to research them anymore. They just are available to you. But the ones I found so far were way too expensive to craft in my runs.
New blueprints are available for crafting.
My friends again destroying me building things. And I spend a lot of time investing things up here which will not pay off. There's 15 seconds left to the wave. And I could actually build the robot tower, which I forget about.
I'm detecting a large group of creatures heading towards our position.
And the wave is coming north, where we just built things, so that's a bit unfortunate.
Base is under attack.
Dropping some emergency towers,
Not enough carbonium.
at least as long as we have carbonium.
Enough carbonium.
And might as well go back up
A
north
building
and
has been destroyed.
take them on.
An energy connector has been destroyed.
We'll fight them every inch to take on some load of our defenses. Actually switching to the grenade launcher here, which seem to be do a better job. The fists seem to be nice once we're tanking for the towers, but out here,
Portal has been destroyed.
the grenade launchers might be the better choice. I'll have to try the other weapons at some point, obviously.
Energy connector has been destroyed. Base is under
To
attack.
see maybe they are more useful. But I like the fists. Like, they do play nicely. I don't like the visuals of the light always swapping all around during the night. But otherwise I don't like it. And we're in the end game now.
One of our energy connectors has
We're
been
actually
destroyed.
holding the north nicely here. Like, just the grenade launchers are doing pretty decent job.
Iron deposit depleted.
Base is under attack.
For the outposts in the east delay the wave, I'm not sure this is a good thing, because now they'll come with the second part of the wave at the same time.
An energy connector
At least
has
I
been
think so.
destroyed.
I mean, we're making some pretty big dents in there. Look at those explosions hitting in the middle. That's some nice taking care of enemies. And we got some of the big golems. Good time to, you know, show them who's boss. Get in there,
An energy
take
connector
them
has
out,
been destroyed.
fans around them, touch to the right, easy. That being said, let's not run into the exploding ones.
One of our walls has been destroyed.
Seems like we helped this wave. Time to repair a bit. Iron again is dropping. Dropping fast, but we can't really reclaim enough at this point. Income wise. Seems like there's still some stragglers out here. And
This is it.
the
We've
final wave
defended our base
starts.
long
It
enough
seems
to
weird that you
initiate
have a
the final
wave
rift
which
opening sequence
basically
at
by the time you
headquarters.
defend it you have
The rift
final
is going
wave.
to send out intense
Like the
energy
timing
waves at a
seems
large
weird
distance.
for waves to
It's
me.
going to provoke the strongest attack yet. We have to prepare as much as possible and defend HQ at
And I've
all costs.
no
If
carbonium
that
left. I can't
building
even
is
build
destroyed during
the
the charge-up phase, it's going to result in
Teslas
a nuclear fission
or
explosion.
energy points in
Either we
between.
survive or it's game over. There's nothing in between.
I can sense the ground shaking. I estimate a
4.5
few
minutes to
thousand
survive.
creatures running at our base. They are very close. Prepare yourself, Ashley.
I guess we've made all the preparations that we could. Let's see how our base stands against
Trying
this
to
horde.
divert some of them. And we find the ranged enemies, so it's a nice spot to take them out. Or at least try to. It's pretty hard getting in there. Since there's so many enemies. So I would do want the tower support. Slowly kiting back towards our defenses.
Building has been destroyed.
Base is under attack.
Let's not get stuck over here.
Has been destroyed.
Much to the right. Yeah, I should kite a bit closer to the base so we get the artillery support. And we can see a wave coming in the south now too. So this is gonna get rough. And a wave in the northwest. Which is not good because that's where our command center is, so we probably should switch over there. Some big guys over here. Trying to take them out because our towers don't seem suited to take care of them. And there's a boss in the north. Seems, I don't know if that's a brutal difficulty thing, but there is a boss in here somewhere. At least the map shows it. We'll eventually find it. It's hard to see anything at this point. Everything's just exploding. And I can see the boss at the northwest corner there of the screen. Trying to lob some grenades in there, not get it too much, but it does not work out.
A tower has been destroyed. Weapon dropped. We can try to recover it later.
Get in there, grab the weapon back. Explode the boss, nice. Got a couple of giants, so trying to take them in melee. Which is rough to do, like there's a ton of range still in there too. So we just picked the suicide option. Take a bunch of them with us.
One of our energy connectors has been destroyed.
Second time's the charm, maybe. Nope.
Portal has been destroyed.
Tower destroyed. One of our buildings has been destroyed. One of our walls has
We're holding the west wave though, like can take care of it. I'm trying to protect the command center.
new technologies are available for development.
But everything around it is already dying and the waste waves still have 2 bosses in them. I don't know how much my towers have killed for them.
From a nearby nest, base is under attack.
But it's not looking good.
Offering defensive towers. A tower has been destroyed.
So 1 minute left to completely overrun. And there's a second wave from the west, so we clearly stand no chance here.
An energy connector
This
has
is
been
the end.
destroyed. Weapon dropped. We can try to
Shall not
recover it.
prevail. And there it goes. Defeat. And that's it. That was survival in Riftbreaker on brutal difficulty. I wish there was a score screen to tell us a bit more, but I don't know if we will get that in the future. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the run. I think there's several issues with the game. I like the survival a lot more than the campaign. Maybe I'll talk about the campaign at some point, which I personally did not enjoy. Survival is a lot better, but it feels really bloated to me, where it makes you do a lot of things that don't seem necessary and makes it unnecessarily complicated. I've played the game before in early access and I think I enjoyed it more there, but I'll give survival a few more tries. I think I can do a lot better than this. That was a good experience though, like I learned a lot from it. We made it to the final wave, so maybe next time we can at least hold better. Thanks for watching and see you all next time.